So here we are in Scotland for Extreme E round 2. As you can see, we've just turned up. The car doesn't come back to the workshop after rounds, it just goes on the ship. So sadly, in the end of round 1 in Saudi a couple months ago, the car had a bit of a roll upside down in the final race of the day. So we've just got in this morning, haven't we, Nick?
Yeah.
Drove up yesterday. Scotland, nice close one to home, this one. And the car is looking very sorry for itself, so we've got a lot of work to do over the next few days. Wednesday we've got the new battery tests, and it's Sunday today, so we've got a few big days ahead of us to get on with the car. We've stripped the car down, bodywork off, and we've got the bodywork off and the suspension's coming off now. You can see got some bent wishbones from the last round. That corner's alright, isn't it, Nick?
Yeah, this one's good.
Yeah, I think front left corner's alright. Front right corner has a few bent parts on, and both rear corners had some bent parts, so we need to strip all these off.
Should be good.
Yeah, check and paint, and then front end, it's filthy. I mean, it's sat in, finished the race, and after you finish the race on Sunday in Saudi, you only have, what is it? You only have a couple of hours to get packed down and out of the paddock, so you don't get any time really to prep the car. But that's what these few days are here for, big days ahead. Filthy inside, lots of damage to the roof bits up here, so we need to repair them. Here it's all cracked and bits and bobs, so lots to do, lots to clean, lots to do. And then we've got, still got set up around the back here, a bit of a mess. Then we've got Harry out the back here, he's on bodywork duty. Obviously after rolling it, lots of damaged bodywork. Got the roof here with some cracks, crack there. But they'll be repaired. Doors have got hole in, and then by the hinges up here, they're cracked. Here's the front end. Front right took a big hit, so I think the damper came through the top there, didn't do it really any good. So that's all in pieces. I think we need to get a new one of them, strip the bits off that are salvageable. But yeah, lots to do, and I'll give you an update later on. So day 2 here in Scotland. The weather's not sunny and shiny like yesterday. Anyway, how are we getting on with the car? Give it a clean up, the inside now. A lot more cleaner in there. It's out. Rear end all stripped down. We've got some new bits to turn up. New wishbones, because the rear wishbones were all bent, so they should be here later. But yeah, getting there. Harry's on the old repairing the doors, so getting there. It's just here at the moment now. I've got the rear diff there, just reassembled. You can set the preload on that, and the front diff is here. Need to strip that down, clean it, check it, and let's crack on with that now. And then this bit of the ball bearings. So you've got the springs, that plate which sits in the slot there to stop it turning, and the ball bearings on here which go through the... But get this on. You can see you can hear the ball bearings click over. And that's how you set the preload.
Hey Jack, what's the difference?
What's going on here, Nicky?
She's going in. Just tease her up, offer it up.
Yeah?
Offer her up, and just, you know.
Right, so we've got the diff in. Just filling the gearbox all up through the fill hole here on top. Got this little oil pumper dispenser. Slowest gearbox oil fill ever, because you turn the valve open a bit, you see it rise up, you've got to close it off again, so open it a bit, close it a bit, and it just sits there at that level, barely open. I don't know, how long do you reckon it to fill it up? Just over 2 litres.
Well,
I mean, it's about 20 minutes in now.
It used to be like 3 hours before we had that thing. So.
Just putting the old steering column back on the steering rack. As a mechanic, you have to go upside down the pedal box sometimes.
Getting some precarious positions.
Yeah. Got the car nearly back together. Waiting for the data man Tom to finish downloading the car and putting his maps in. We're just back to a spin check, spin the wheels, make sure it's right, and then we've got the battery test at 45 minutes time, which is one lap I think, just a small circuit, just test the batteries. It's new batteries and new cells in for the season, so that'll go alright, and then it's gonna get dirty, so a bit of a clean off afterwards.
Green 6. Green 5. Green 4. Morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Friday morning, isn't it?
Welcome to day 7.
Day 7, it's Friday. Test day. Let's go. Right, Nick?
Good to go, mate.
On the way for free practice 2, on
Yeah.
the way down to the switch zone. Paddocks up there. Start line's down at the bottom of the crawl over there.
Just pan round, Jack, and look at
Switch
the hill
over
there making us walk up and down.
I know, they need a cable car.
Unbelievable.
We need a cable car back up here, Nick, don't we?
Yeah.
Pedro! Two, one, zero. Bit dirty. Give it a wash off now. Free practice 1 done. It's on the jet wash. I'll get the wheels off in a minute. Instead of doing it a quick blast. This is definitely very dirty. How's she looking, Nick?
It's alright, mate, bit dirty, but the paint's still on.
Give it a quick clean, get it charged up, ready for free practice 2 later.
Loving life, Shag, loving life. Living the dream.
Keep cleaning. Yeah, you keep cleaning now, I'll get these mounts. Then a steering rack, which you can see if you look over there. And the power steering pump, so you can change them now after Q1. And we'll see. I'll give you a quick look here with the motor on the side here, and then the high voltage lines come in from the battery there. It's the same on the front and rear of the car. So we've got the motor on the left here, into the gearbox here, which isn't much of a gearbox, it's more just of a load of drop gears down to the differential on the bottom. And we have the inverter on the right here, which is cooled, obviously. All the parts have cooling on the front and rear. That's why we've got the rad on the front. And if we look down at the bottom there, the rest of the gears, it's 3 drop gears down to the bottom there, and then just the drive shafts out. And then single Fox dampers on the front with damper pots on the strings. If we shoot across to the rear, we've got twin dampers on the back box. Lots of settings, so you've got high speed compression and low speed compression there, and then you've got rebound and rebound high, rebound low, and then bump high and low. So yeah, lots of settings to play with. And then obviously you ride height and preload on the spring, and then you crossover, which is the crossover from the help spring to the main spring. And the same on the back with the drive, which is the motor, inverter, and drop down gearbox. And then we've got the DC up there, which changes the voltage from AC to DC, which you can just see the top of here. It's a bit covered in mud, is the battery. So big unit there. I'll show you a quick picture of the battery. That's the picture I got of the battery once out of the car. Quite a hefty size unit there, and that comes in from the bottom there, and then just up there you've got the radiator there, and then the catch tank to fill it up, and then charging port on the back. And these pipes here are the cooling pipes. So here is the charging unit, and they'll explain. And then out there where the pipes go, they've got a aircon unit, sort of aircon style unit. And these pipes here plug in and open, go into the loop there to cool the battery, because the battery gets very hot whilst derating and whilst charging. And then Recaro bucket seat with 6-point harness. So we've got the buckle there with some tape on it so we know, and back plate to help lead the buckles in, and window net which goes across there. And in the middle there we've got the handbrake, and of course down the bottom here only 2 pedals, a throttle and a brake, no need for a clutch. Got the radio button, pit speed button, hyper for hyperdrive, and wipe for wipe and wash for the wipe of the windscreen. Then we've got the 2 mirrors on the side pods there, which are cameras for rear view cameras, and also there is, shut the door down, mirrors on the side there, but they're not the best. Comes to the screen here. Now I've got the charge at the moment, 90%, maximum voltage on the cells, minimum temperatures inside the battery stuff. And then come down here, we've got the indicators, drive, neutral and reverse buttons. And we've got page, change page on the screen, wash, wipe, heated screen and lights. So if we hold that down to get off the charge page, we can show you a different page. There we go, we've got sensor check. So if we look on here, we've got throttle there, and then brake pressure. Check all there are more sensors. Let's look at even more sensors, and that for temperatures in the battery. Status page for the different statuses of different modules and stuff inside the car. Brake temps, steering page, so that's for power steering, voltages and targets. And then back to charging page. Got the different dials down the bottom here. Map, which different maps for the how to explain that, different maps for the motors, we can change them and stuff. We've got steering map, power steering, change the power, more power, less power on the steering. Traction, which we use obviously traction control. Balance, which is like the balance from the front motor to rear motor. And then multi, which is a different function for different, isn't really used, but we've got it for different settings for different situations and things. And then obviously emergency extinguisher kill, P1 and P2 switching the power. So basically if you put the start button on, which I was on now, and we're in P1 when that switch up, that is just low 12 voltage, so the 12 voltage system, so we can run the different low voltage systems. If we go into P2, that then puts the high voltage system on, and we can drive and move around. Last jet wash done. Swapped the different spec dampers, so get stuff serviced, removing the rear drive shafts, giving it a last good clean, because now it's off to Sardinia. It's going straight on the ship as it is. And then when we get to Sardinia, we'll re-prep it, won't we, Harry?
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, boy. So yeah, so now I've got to get the car prepped and ready to go. Sardinia. Get all this packed down, then everything we have here goes on that one pallet just there. So that's the final job now. So all the straps on the top of now, the last bits. That's it, Extremely Scotland done. Drive home tomorrow, then back in the workshop at Nielsen to finish off the mod prep.